Winthrop fights back on the map of Icebox, and it takes us to map number 3 yet again. It's a day that is going the distance in every way possible. Welcome back, everybody, to VALORANT Challengers North America. Once again, on the desk, I'm Dryad, joined by Lemon, Kiwi, and Vansili. And guys, it was an 8-4 half. It seems like everything was going according to plan for the side of Winthrop to take this map. It got a little close. Once again, we had the fake comeback take place, Lemon, but it's okay. It's a Winthrop that closed it out and guarantees us that we're going to ascend.
Yeah, I just like the wealth of strategy that we saw out of Winthrop. First, knowing how to shut down Mata on the other side, and also activating Infiltrator. Here's another cult display, this time from MXS, I guess, of rallying the troops. Otoshima says, let's go! 1, 2, 3, MXS. Or I don't know what their cheer would be, but fun map for Winthrop, especially after MXS were undefeated on this before.
They look so good. They look so good. Sorry, I forgot to do the dot system. It's a long day. But yeah, they look so good for Winthrop. And especially on how Nasi's moving forward right now, and the value that he brought playing on this Clove. Like, look how he doesn't care. Yes. Solo plays, solo pushes, and makes it work. And it's so intriguing that it worked that way, because you don't have too much utility behind the Clove to get that forward space, right? Sometimes it's just like, okay, I got an ult, pop flash for me, I'll come through. But they're also playing a composition that doesn't have any of those flashes. So it comes down to also good game sense, good knowledge of the map, good understanding of the tendencies that Moistic Shopify currently plays on this map, so you could find these timings. And Nasi looked very good on this agent.
And I love that you talk about Nancy, because this is the player that I wanted to talk about as well, because it seems like the whole of B site was controlled by Nancy every single round that the side of Moist Shopify wanted to go there on the attacking side, and he was stopping them and shutting them down, catching them off guard, catching an off timing and catching them off guard, and that was what made this second half possible for the side of Winthrop, and what is guaranteeing us this map number 3. To be fair though, it was very close. It started being back and forth towards the end, but a Moist Shopify they cannot recover in time limit, and so it puts us in a situation where we were all saying, yeah, it was going to be a 2-0 for Moist Shopify, and now it's not really that way, and things can get interesting on that map of Ascent.
Yeah, Ascent will be up next, where it didn't go so hot last time Winthrop went to this in terms of challengers. You know, they're successful on this map in other tournaments, but we're focusing on challengers competition, where Winthrop lost 13-6 on Ascent to YFP. And a very standard composition, you know, Sova KO, whilst on the other side, Moist Shopify ended up winning the Ascent as a deciding map against Dope Bros 13-11. And, you know, the same, I would say standard-ish, because they actually started employing the deadlock.
It's a little bit of the same, and something that we're going to continue to see on the map of Ascent most likely is going to be that Infiltrator Mata head-to-head, where Infiltrator on Icebox did so good. I know we just talked about Nasi, we just talked about what Nasi was doing on the B side, but for Infiltrator not only to get the opening pick, but also to close it out in a couple of those scenarios, he was there and ready to make it happen. Mata, a player that we've been hyping up today, was trying as well, and actually getting a couple of those kills, got 24 towards the end, so looking pretty good for the duelist, but Infiltrator definitely took the rails and took the control of that map. So on this map of Ascent, Vans, has your prediction changed? Do you think it's going to be anything different, or is it going to be still Moist Shopify getting the win?
It's Mata on Ascent. It's Moist Shopify. But although Infiltrator is starting to look pretty good though on this Jet 2, and it's one of those moments where Winthrop University was like, for me, almost like a do or die off the performances of Infiltrator, because the first time that I saw this player was them playing arrays on Lotus and just popping off, going into the open qualifiers, leading to this. And then since we got into the stage 1 to stage 2, it's like hot and cold, you know, but today it's a hot day. And when Infiltrators playing on a hot day, I mean, it's summertime, shirts off, long hair, don't care, and he's just going to pop off really. And I'm looking forward to see that against Mata. Although I do love that from MXS, they pulled out that deadlock composition here that Lemon Key was talking about. So something that Turtle Troop really coined in on that side. And I wouldn't be surprised here if Winthrop University wants to do something very similar at this point where they could also pull out the deadlock to fight, or maybe even bring out the Clove, because Nasi's finding great value instead of just anchoring towards the site and playing a Killjoy. If he's able to play something good with that adds value into his aggression, I wouldn't mind if Winthrop pulls that like last second out of the bag, just off the whimsy, to try to play this against MXS today.
Well, I just gotta say the double sentinel is something difficult that a lot of teams have faced, and at least for Winthrop, they are the most practiced team in Challengers. Like, they are just on the grind. So if anyone's gonna have something prepared for the double sentinel, it's gonna be them.
But it's also something that can play against them on a map like Ascend that we've seen actually for Winthrop, not only in those kind of third-party tournaments, but also in the week 1 and week 2, we saw this map of Ascent. And this is a lot of info that Moy Shopify had the time to study, learn, and counter for what is going to be this last map. So let's jump into the agent select. Let's see if there's going to be anything new for Winthrop, or maybe even for the side of Moy Shopify, or is it going to be about the same? I don't see any Clove, but I do see a deadlock on the side of Moy Shopify. They're running this deadlock that I think is really, really cool. We've seen different teams try to implement it on this map and find a lot of value. So double sentinel composition that Moy Shopify is gonna be running, and on the other side of Winthrop playing that standard comp for one last time. Lemon and Vance, take it away.
One last ride. It ends here and now. But we talked about how awesome deadlock is with the double sentinel. But how much do you think Moy Shopify are losing not having a KO in the lineup?
Yeah, I think it's still fine though, especially when they're playing towards the attack. We've seen some great values and some great ideas into having a deadlock on this map, and the reason why you have a deadlock and you could sacrifice not having a KO just because of, once again, these walls are able to block off so much here for Moist Shopify. So their goal is actually to avoid denies being thrown by Nasi when they're looking to execute, so that they could have those type of utilities to flood the way that they want to. And I want to make a small correction though. I was mentioning Nasi playing the Killjoy, but Nasi usually plays the Sova onto this one, and now you're seeing this change coming through from Winthrop University, where this week it's not going to be Nasi playing Sova, it's Screwface. So they're actually doing a back and forth and switching the roles between Screwface and Nasi on which initiator they could play. And I think this is quite nice too, because I just mentioned something that can allow Nasi to activate a little bit more and not to be far behind and run recon darts or whatnot, or could just be aggressive just like the Clove. I could see this in the KO. This is going to be a fun fight here for the third map.
And Nasi can play anti-Cypher as well, and without that KO, you can't disable Jerk's util on that side, so it's going to be MXS taking trickle damage from that turret, but now that that's dealt with, Lada can freely dash in. A lot of pressure on Jerk, who holds his own in the closet. Vic caught off by this, but of course, MXS are going to flood in and deal with the problem and get the plant going ASAP. As Winthrop have already thrown a knife in, Frenzy in hand from Nasi, but gets still out-dueled by Mata. So the retake will only have 3, and they're all coming from the market side. MXS
Paranoia is the biggest thing.
Are going to be, held up in here.
Silence's Paranoia is going to have to be catching a lot of players to try to get some kills out of this.
Oh, the one way. It's Brock and Friend forced to look out one doorway, and Winthrop with the 3v4 retake is possible for sure. The recon out and off the one way. Infiltrator's feet are spotted, and it's a 1v1, and the spike won't be held. It's a knife from Brock. Oh, be so for real.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to laugh, but that was sick. I laughed because it was so sick. Is he holding like a broadsword, because that knife looked like it shouldn't have hit because it was so far away. But dude, if anything, Silence did everything that he could. The Paranoia hit so many players, a perfect one way to allow the flood retake to happen, smoking off the diffuser and then leaving it on a 1v1, trying to delay that clock. And unfortunately here for Winthrop University, it's a nice little clutch once again by the Brockinator. And get a strong second round.
Well, Jerk wins that, even though he had to deal with the trip and the cage and the camera. Like, you had, Fly had all the information in the world except how to take the W, I guess. But it's still the 4v4, so.
lesser weapons for Winthrop University. There is the upgrade on the Bulldog, and Infiltrator on stronger rifles, on stronger weapons, has done some great impact for Winthrop in that previous round. So there is an opportunity here. But we're so far behind here for Winthrop University that they want to stick together as a group, thinking that a re-hit was going to happen towards the B site. Unfortunately, it's not going to be the case, and this gives so ample time for MXS to really set up.
Depends, are they going to want to split off into tree? There's a deadlock barrier holding them back, and at the angle too is Vic with the paranoia and the sonic sensor in place from Otoshima. So Winthrop get hit by the paranoia and manage to escape, but it's still a great delay from MXS. His time is running out, and Mata has the outlaw. And there's only one sheriff left in this town, and Winthrop gonna try and take an angle around, knowing how dire heaven was, but this round is over, and MXS will take the anti-eco.
Yeah, and even Brock just ran to his death. And it doesn't really matter, he only had a ghost. Trying to build up the ults on his side too with the Hunter's Fury. Should be at, I mean, he's more than 3. I thought he was only at 3, but he's already past the halfway mark. Odin 2 on the attack. Infiltrator, though, forcing out the op in round 3 with a glass cannon. You're going to have to be on point here, and this is what you're asking before here, Lemon Kiwi, where you're losing the KO. It's still good for the pop shots, the pop hits for MXS, but you're definitely losing util on the early round information that you get by double using Initiator utility on middle.
Oh, now there's no deadlock at all, so no util, no fun. But and Odin is on the field, so it's always going to be fun, and with Infiltrator having an op, I'm thoroughly entertained. Full mid control, and look how much KJ util is there to delay B as the alarm bot will catch Flya. Nasi will just cage themselves off as MXS not feeling super safe just walking into B.
Yeah, and they were hoping this whole time that Vic could hopefully catch somebody rotating out. But too much time wasted. They commit to the plant, and Vic is so far away to help out.
MXS. It's all up to Vic to get a huge backstab and unleashes onto Screwface, but could have taken his time a bit better, especially with the bow out. Flya, who cares? Who's Vic? All I see is Flya with the ace. Oh my god!
I'm speechless.
My jaw's dropped.
They just went 1 by 1 against Flya too. But I mean, those, how can you react on that when Flya has just a perfect crosshair placement? They're running 1 by 1, tap, 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 all headshots. Look at this. The first 2, understandable. The other 2, I mean, it's against an Odin who's got 1 HP remaining. But that last kill, that's great positioning in the end from Flya. And man, is this man back this week now of Challengers.
I need a band-aid for that. Fight fire with fire.
Right here.
MX is also bar caged up, trying to grab war, but neural theft is already acquired from Flya, so don't really need it. It's a kind of unnecessary damage, but hey, selling the fact that B is being looked at for MXS, and the drone helps them get around mid and even top of mid. Smata with the op, okay.
He actually has silence hit up in wine. It's being pinged out on the defensive side that there is some sort of pressure towards the orb. But really at this point for Brock, it's just trying to get this recon dart into tree. Just to see if there's going to be any type of commitment. And with that, everybody's pivoting back towards main. So with the tree recon dart, there's still a wall that should be thrown here by Otoshima. But this crossfire setup from both the Jet, both Infiltrator and Vic, or sorry, Infiltrator and Silence could do some heavy damage.
30 seconds
When's
left.
this paranoia gonna come out from? Infiltrator doesn't need no help, no mans, no nothing. It's just straight fire. MXS cut into Winthrop. They've gotten a Thrifty before, and Infiltrator is online. 13 seconds, and MXS will not be able to carry out another round against Winthrop.
He collided 2. with a sheriff on the tightest angle possible.
Thrifty.
On the tightest angle possible and got 2. I don't know if we're going to get that on a replay, but at least we saw before that shot happened that he was holding that from A main, and the goal was to be that contact so that Silence could swing out. And Silence did not even need to swing out. That was a crazy shot that throws a Thrifty right there. And I mean, at least we get that third shot onto Vic. This man is on something today.
Yeah, just got lucky that as soon as MXS pushed up, Infiltrator kind of had to deal with that on his own as the paranoia came out a second later. But Winthrop, they get these Thrifties, and that's how they can make these maps so close against Moist Shopify. Neural Theft, Hunter's Fury against Blade Storm, but Infiltrator will just keep the op, obviously.
Flya just inserted himself into B main just to hopefully get something, swinging off, breaking a trip if Winthrop University want to push aggressively out towards the B main. But if anything, at this point, he might be a late lurk now outside the B main. Aldron does not get too much information. Mata's in a good spot. Oh, nice shot.
Wow, it's just the inch that Mata saw on that sideline. It's kind of nice. Now one flash down. Winthrop are gonna get hounded on. Infiltrator has to try and defend this, and now is smoked off. It's just gonna take the blind shot, hope for the best. Shock bolt's coming his way from Brock, and Jerk needs help. Will do his best to at least collect a one, and Mata made him look so silly just now. Good damage into Mata at 30 HP, but MXS have shut the door metaphorically and physically, it seems. In a 5v3, it's going to be a save from Winthrop.
I almost feel that dash was intentional, because if he went left, there was still a smoke that was there that he could maybe get sprayed from market or something, and he went forward and updrafted, landed on the boxes to still get that hit. That was definitely intentional, right? That had to be intentional. That's totally some anime stuff.
It really does feel like an anime battle. I'm just watching Mata and Infiltrator, who's peaking the highest.
And I mean, as it was mentioned at the beginning of this map, this is going to be a map where both Infiltrator and Mata could just play around like it's the park. They'll jump on the jungle gym, do whatever they can, and then just land shots like they do right now on shares and ops.
MXS. Ooh, able to turn things around after they got thriftied, but it's off of just a beautiful shot from Mata in this one that made me giggle. But Mata is the absolute go. He dropped 33 kills, by the way, last time he was on this map, so I'm glad that he's still pulling through on these deciding maps.
And that's a very early timeout this time around. And I mean, I can't blame him towards it, right? The only round that they've gotten was really Infiltrator popping off with that Sheriff and on that A side. But there's not too much aggression coming from map control, with the exception of the round where they lost the Ace, actually. I just remembered that now. Sorry, There's a lot of Valorant we've watched today. But they did a great job controlling middle before with the Odin, and give a chance here for Infiltrator to, once again, do what he needs to do here to carry Winthrop University towards these potential rounds that he could get for them. With walking down towards mid, getting the Odin spray, gets that first pick, because MXS have been really controlling a little bit more of the extremity because of the lack of the second initiator, and also because of that deadlock that can be very important on those pop hits on the A site. And if you're looking at this round here, the Ops looking to be set up towards B main. So again, another extremity control. They're trying to do something similar here. Screwface with the Odin looking to break the tiles again, potentially. As you hear it in the background. And it's Jerk with the op.
Infiltrator, okay, he already used the updraft. I thought he was going to go up in the window and do something crazy. It would be very Infiltrator-like, but...
I have the spike.
MXS, what is this drone going to see? Oh, Winthrop changing their positioning. They were holding close before. They stay hidden. MXS don't know the number stacking this. It's usually just Jerk or someone at the top side, and Hunter's Fury from MXS. They're really causing some chaos on the site. Jerk already down. Infiltrator down to 17 and dead. MXS kick the door down with the neural theft. It's hunting season for someone like Mata. And MXS don't even need to play.
Nope. At least they'll still get the plan for the money, at least to guarantee that. But Infiltrator looked like he was doing a square dance at the top of the staircase, dodging everything, dodging the hat, dodging players running towards him, and trying to survive long enough, hopefully, that he's going to get some backup by the time he falls in. Unfortunately, it wasn't the case. By the time everybody moved forward, MXS is already ready, controlled towards the switch, and not allow Winthrop University to even cross those entries here for the retake towards that B site. Now off the timeout, we see the up coming out from Infiltrator, and it's up towards tiles again. So a different way to hold mid control, but the idea is still there. Lock that area and play a 2-2 on either end.
MXS have no smokes in mid, so this op could easily get first blood for Infiltrator if MXS don't draw. They actually don't even have a drone, so... Or they're just droning now. That's why Brock didn't have it. He's actually actively using it. Now it's gone, and Mata, anything but gone. As the KJ util, they spotted that. Just gonna clear this corner from the shadows, from Silence into the closet. To try and help reinvigorate this defense from Winthrop on B. MXS annihilation. Otoshima didn't get much, but Winthrop down to one member.
I'm just getting caught off guard. Nothing you could really do there. Op shots missing when you needed them to land. And you just were able to gain space every single time. Maybe you did.
30 seconds left.
You're right. It could be a skill issue, not a caster's fault.
And now Silence is just hoping to save the Guardian, but just got spotted here. And you definitely see them closing the gap. Spike now planted. Silence trying to wait inside the smoke, and Mata lands the shot. And MXS are looking good here on the attack side of Ascent.
Honestly, MXS can just keep hitting B all day, and we'll have a quick Ascent. Well, at least a quick first half, I should say. MXS haven't been stopped. I think they've noticed after the Flya Ace how weak Winthrop's retakes look on B, or at least how difficult it really is for just any team to get in there. Now it'll be a Sheriff round for Winthrop. The lead gets even bigger for MXS. In an ideal world, anyway.
That's a nice little just change coming out from Flya. These pop flashes are usually pretty good to get some early control, if not when you're playing against a KJ, maximizing, breaking the KJ turret. But he throws the cage instantly. It doesn't give any value at all after the flash gets thrown for the Jet to even see anything, and it just gets 3 players ready to just fight. There's a gap in the smoke too. A missed throw.
It's the Mata show. We're all here just watching. Shockbolt did damage. Oh my god! Bring out the op. Get the ace. Go get him.
How does this song continue?
It's the Mata show. We're all just here watching. Okay, give me like 200 million pounds of caffeine and I'll make that way better. Vic is like, come on, come get your ace, mans. But didn't want to die. I respect that.
They'll take the score. They'll take the lead. Especially when they lost on their second map on Icebox against Winthrop on their map pick. They definitely want to close it with a bang here, and
13 to 3.
Go back.
Oh, yeah, sorry, he's the GOAT. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, all good, all good. Yeah, but just as we were mentioning too, when we presented this game, right? They had to be one-sided. It had to be a dominant victory here for MXS to really kind of show that they're a team to look out for in the Ascension bracket. That them and Moisix Shopify and Turtle Troop right now are the big 3. That they knocked down M80 out of the conversation. And now one of these three will now ascend here into, potentially ascend into VCTs. Remember, they probably still have to play against all the other regions of Americas to try to get the ascension here into 2025. But definitely suffering that second map loss, they are coming back with a vengeance on a third.
Yo, Screwface got friends? Also, Silence was just having a yapathon, so this is 2 timeouts now gone for Winthrop after those 8 rounds, so knowing just how dire this situation is, it's gonna be no more chat, no more timeouts after this. See that Silence is trying to rally the troops, really get everyone to calm down and not look at the 7-1 scoreline, but look at what's ahead of them.
And hopefully what's ahead of them are rounds in their favor. They do have another strong buy this time around, and the Yop is just holding it more passively towards the A heaven in the hands of Infiltrator. So the jump spots are happening towards mid. Fly continues to be a nuisance right now towards the setup of the Killjoy on this B site. And breaking this alarm bot is kind of keeping all of Winthrop at bay. Like a jerk, no choice but to rotate and hold the back of the site. Just have them play it around his utility and play it passively to delay. Well, the rest of MXS, they're just staying cool. But with the forward position of Otoshima, feels like it might be a mid to B split here with the wall being thrown towards the spawn. And they're choosing correctly because they are definitely on weak side B of Winthrop University.
Too suppressed.
Hoping that Winthrop, if they see any signs of a B hit, which has been MXS's favorite spot, that the lockdown comes out quick. Blade Storm activated. From Mata, I believe. Is MXS drone in? Yes, that's Mata ready to go. Leading that is Otoshima, who's also barriered the back. And Mata and Otoshima stomp their way in. 12 seconds left, and they got the cutoff from Fly at the back. It won't be a lockdown from Jerk to prevent the inevitable, which is an MXSW.
And the Infiltrator's down to 26, and they are hunting him down. Maybe we'll have a highlight reel of an op series of shots that he's able to save.
Flawless.
Or potentially save. Nope.
Gun here.
Way to go.
Just a
Way
pretty
to go.
hard shot through the wall from Vic. That's a cast of curse.
Okay, now there's a lockdown. Well, now it's a bad buy. So how do you play this lockdown? Can you just lock down from the closet? Would you want to play the top of site to be in a safer position where the lockdown won't be as easily hit? How does Jerk approach this?
He's definitely looking to set up for an A retake this time
He's on
around.
A now. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So
he's a
he uses
before.
util to just delay here towards switch, and then just try to play a little bit more passively towards tree so he can use the lockdown for the retake on the east site. But I mean, doing that allows for you to be way more heavy on the B side, where Fly's been doing an excellent job with these cages, with the lurks, and finally gets punished.
Wow. Great start for Winthrop. They need this round so bad. If only they could win gun rounds. The thrifties are nice, the half buys, and Mata quickly trades it and escapes. Look at the movement. And not too bad too from Screwface, who jumped out in time. Droning up through B main though, not seeing much through Boathouse, so MXS have already pivoted to A. Brock really sold the B fake though, so he's still there with the Odin, so MXS can keep committing through right into A. They've gotten flushed out, and Brock is getting 2 kills. He's killed both defenders at B, and now the call is to hit this.
He sold a fake on B and made it to mid to get those kills. Well, it was a double pump pretty much for MXS. Jerk falls and Mata gets a kill, and that's... I mean, Jerk doesn't fall yet, but he can't do anything. Because the lockdown was basically... I mean, it worked out in the beginning. The first blood that they picked up here from Winthrop University, you would think that MXS will be pivoting here towards this A site, which they did. And I think it would have continued in that pathing if Brock didn't get 2 kills with the Nodin somehow inside the B site. And as that opens up, I mean, you see the end.
Mata is like on track for
I'm amped.
30
Let's
kills,
go.
like he
I
did
got
last
things
time.
to
If
do.
there's gonna be enough rounds to afford it. Where is he at now? 17-3. He's so insane.
Yeah.
Now the economy, like Bro can buy 5 ops if he wants. Probably. I mean, I'm probably exaggerating, but that's just how rich boys Shopify are, probably.
Yeah. Especially on the attack side too, and doesn't even eat the op. Sometimes with just the sheriff holding like he does, and you're even seeing on the attack they're giving the op this time around the fly. So you are trying to up the tempo, trying to use a jet dash, trying to close the door, trying to do something on your end. And same thing for Winthrop University. You're trying to set up a trap play towards the A side crunch. They also get denied, and yeah, this is where unfortunately the strat book, the pages are getting torn here, where nothing is working. Even that one, fundamentals 101, land your shot, not reached there, not attained by silence as a flick came through, right off the response. And now MXS well on their way here to get 10.
That's what's difficult when Otoshima is still alive, to where he places these barriers. It's sometimes in the defender's spawn. This time it's right at the top of the site. Planned for MXS, and
Spike planted.
Hunter's Fury lockdown, but only a Guardian from Jerk. Could be worse. Hey, they're even gonna get an upgrade, so might as well save. And MXS have what, 3 ults, including Neural Theft and Annihilation going to the last round of the half after this.
Here.
And poor Jerk hasn't really had a chance to use the lockdown ever in this half.
Yeah.
Where is everyone
Screwface,
hiding?
I mean, he could still be playing in an area where he could get the best value out of this Hunter's Fury, especially when they don't have the economy to play the oldest spams anymore. Oh no, and they can't even save the weapons.
Oh my god.
Last round.
They're
before the
already
switch.
dead. This Winthrop running out of steam at the end, and it's really disappointing considering the valiant effort they put out on Icebox to give MXS their first Icebox map loss all season. But we're just really excited that Winthrop got this far. You know, it's 10-1. The game's not over. Blah blah blah. But we were wondering what kind of look we were going to see out of Winthrop, considering how rough their last match was. This is a way better Winthrop than last week.
Definitely, at least on the looks of that second map. This time around, though, it's back
Just
to
not their map. Not their map.
Yeah, and not necessarily just on Winthrop, but it's just on MXS too. That this is also their playground, and if you let this float against Moistic Shopify, Mata is gonna do these things to you. Right? Nice little pick off towards the end, or at least you're able to answer back a couple of kills coming through. And that value of the Hunter's Fury though could be really big.
Wait.
Got Brock.
No hard feelings.
Oh, Mata's dead
have
too. Wait,
retrieved the
actually
spike.
winnable now that Mata's dead. 2v2 and a lockdown. The lockdown's on the other side of the map. So Vic has from the shadows, but doesn't really know where everybody is. Could use it to get info, but does MXS feel like they need to invest? Vic does spot Screwface in that closet, so MXS have that to deal with. But where is
30
this
seconds
Killjoy? Where is Jerk? That's what they're worried about. But they can at least take the 2-on-1. Now that they've cleared every little hiding spot,
No.
and that is an important win. And shooting through the box too, MXS will plant.
I love how Vic was just crouching and showing his butt, like teasing. Oh no, not like that.
No. That's fine. Lose it or use it or lose it, you know?
Yeah,
Switching sides.
finally used it. Finally used it, but yeah, it's 11-1 for Moistic Shopify now, and I mean, what more can you say than a dominant first half for this team when this player is not missing a single shot off the op, off the sheriff, off the tech of updrafting all over the place, and still getting value, still getting picks, and at 18-4. And it was supposed to be a back and forth, but Infiltrator could only do so much.
Yeah, like how do you punish an op that doesn't miss? Well, you try to throw in an op that also doesn't miss, but Infiltrator hasn't had those engagements. Mata is just unstoppable. And I'm sad that Jerk was originally holding down B and then pivoted to A, and then A never got hit, so this lockdown never got used.
You just
usefully, anyway.
Yeah, you just have to do the 2021 100 Thieves strat against CNET when he played on Ascent. Just avoid him.
One suppressed.
How do you memorize these things?
I might be wrong. Probably chat's got to correct me, but
I believe you.
I think it's right.
Well, Winthrop on pistols. Got a lot of work ahead of them, and it's first blood for Infiltrator. Bro said yes, I'm dead. And then MXS just show up mid and shoot him in the back, so that advantage is gone.
One enemy remaining.
And there it is. Match point,
I thought that was
series
a chance.
point.
I thought there was a chance.
Match
You
point.
thought. Well, that's what's so cool about MXS is that they don't play any differently in 4v5s, 3v5s. They don't hesitate. See, you think that you're getting so much from that first blood, and then look at MXS take all this map control as soon as they lost that person.
But that was so annoying with the net that was thrown by Odashima on top of Catwalk to net 2. Catch him off the trap. And the paranoia close range judge. Oh my gosh. It's over. It's Jover.
Is it Jover? Let's see. You got Baby Odin looking. Ooh, this camera. Oh, this camera sees so much. Winthrop are between a rock and a hard place. Or between Escape and MXS winning. This Odin is so painful, and Winthrop don't have guns to really fight back. This is so unfair, and there's a deadlock barrier at the door. Rock says, let me at him. Put this wall down.
Not ready.
Obviously, Odashima can't.
Yeah. It's got the reload the Ares though, and everybody's just gonna swing by one. Oh, missed the dart.
One enemy remaining.
And it all comes down to Jerk. Stinger. Oh, it stings one. 1v2. How far will this map go
I got the spike.
against Bulldogs? At least Jerk got the spike. That's why Odashima kind of watching from that platform in markets. But Vic read him like a book. 13-1 for MXS to shut Winthrop up for good.
Did we just start the broadcast with a 13-1 and finish the broadcast with a 13-1 today? That's pretty sick.
I thought it was 13-3. I don't know, but yeah, it was pretty one-sided.
Yeah, but still, MXS. I mean, yeah, very one-sided towards the end. They don't even seem happy with that win. I think they feel bad off that win, if anything.
No way. Wait, what's on Flya's board? Flya already pre-calculated how this match is gonna go down. MXS already pre-celebrated.
Look at that.
They're bagging. They're shooting bodies. MXS knew they were the better team. Look at this Flya ace. Triad, it was a deciding map, but this was an MXS show, I think.
In a very strange way, we finished the day the same way that we started. A 13-1 is crazy. We talked about it when we got it at the beginning of the day. We were like, oh my god, this never happens. This is rare to see. Sometimes there's stomps, but not a 13-1 stomp. And we see it towards the end where, at least, you know, for Moist Shopify, it has to feel great. You guarantee the win. And I know Vancy said that they looked like they were not celebrating, but Vic was going, woo, because I saw that on the camera before he said it.
We'll take
He
the
was
small
celebrating. He was having a good time. And I mean, when you have a map like this one where just everything goes your way, your duelist is playing so well and getting so many frags, Lemon, you feel good.
This is a great day. MXS seemed to really turn up. It's a great day for MXS. 13-1. All right, go have dinner early or whatever time it is.
You said it was an MXS show, but I thought it was that Mata show. How do you sing that song again?
No, we don't need to. I need more energy. Let me. I'll drop some bars. We'll drop the mixtape for Mata another time. But 6 first bloods, like I had to highlight. This was a Jet matchup when it looked closer on Icebox, but Infiltrator just went out and look, Mata doubling his kills.
I mean, all of Winthrop University unfortunately couldn't find their footing here on how they played around that map. Everybody's getting picked off here left and right, and no opportunities to really get good value out of the defensive side. And it's not one of those rounds for MXS or one of those maps for MXS, or even the composition that MXS pulled out. They're like, oh yeah, it's really good to like use the util towards aiming control. Then you pop this wall and XYZ. It was just simple, like putting a wrench pretty much in the wheel of anything that they were trying to do as a setup on the B site. They continuously added a lot of paranoia and uncertainty and scariness, I guess, if I could put it that way, for lack of a better word, towards this B site, that you always had a weak site somewhere else that they could work around and then always pivot back to B when they wanted to, just because you're able to continuously keep lurks on the side and catch players on a rotate. And if it's not Fly, it's Brock. So yeah, it's not a game plan that was too deep. It was just kind of like all those players feeling each other, that feel like grooving in that map where they're on a flow state, like Pinkies was saying before. A flow state, I think is how he said it.
Yeah, it's just the vibes were good for the team, and it seems like for the other side of Winthrop, they had to overcome so many different layers on that map, and it was so difficult to do as well, with the compositional difference being a part of it, but also just the way that Moist Shopify were playing. This is the Moist Shopify that when we hype them up, when we talk about them a lot about how good they are, how they could be top 1, top 2, top 3, this is the Moist Shopify that we're talking about. We definitely got to see it on Ascent, and obviously when Mata is having such a good performance, it absolutely helps you sell that point, Lemon.
Yeah, and Winthrop knew they were in murky waters when they took 2 timeouts in the first 8 rounds. And then it was either you stop the avalanche or you just let it happen. And how were you going to shut down Mata? How you were going to deny the op? They just need to try and deny it once or twice, but then the economy was so rich you could buy like 5 ops, as we said. So it was a great effort out of Winthrop, but just not being able to overcome them. Eventually probably getting boomed at the end, not knowing how and hesitating when to use ultimates was really the problem.
It's hard because as a team that's still coming together, they're constantly having to make changes just because they're a collegiate team, and that forces some things to stay the same, some things to stay different in terms of strategy, in terms of the ideas that they have. So there's a couple things that they just have to work around to eventually get those wins. I think today, no matter what, for Winthrop, it was a really good showcase that they had.
Yes.
And it's just taking a map out of Moist Shopify, that's not something that anybody can do. So Vans, I think it's good for them, and I think a couple other matches they should be able to get those wins.
And that's something that you both highlighted before we started this game too for Winthrop University, the amount of maps and games that they played outside of Challengers, and then looking at a Mr. Fun Hammerland, and you think it's going to be a troll composition that they're pulling out on Icebox, yet they're going to pull it into Challengers, and then still made it work to upset MXS on Icebox. So the practice that they're putting through is actually quite good. I'm back. The practice that they're putting through here outside of these maps, outside of Challengers, it's actually being implemented back for them within Challengers. And you know, you got one map out of them. Yes, you ran out of gas on the 3rd map, but at least overall this is great positive things, great positive outcomes on the direction that Winthrop's heading towards too.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good for Winthrop, even if they take that loss today, but it's looking great for sure for Moist Shopify as they take the win. So it's time to go to the interview, talk a little bit to this player that has been popping off throughout today.
Mata.
It is Mata that we have on the other side of the line. Sure. Mata, congratulations on this win. It was a long series, we know, but the last map has to feel pretty good. Did you think it was going to go that way, that 13-1 to close it out?
I didn't think so, but once they started just running into B main every single round, I thought for sure it was over. Like, I don't know what that was about. I think they were just having fun.
I mean, I feel like you were having a little bit more fun when you're getting those rounds, you're getting those kills. You were popping off today, as you usually do, to be fair. I want to ask you a little bit about something that we talked about today, and it was how Winthrop, they've played a couple of extra matches, not in week 1 and 2, but they play in those third-party tournaments, they play in collegiate. So that's a lot of info, a lot of VODs that you guys can study. Was that the case? Was there some counter-stratting involved in the match today?
To be completely honest, I think this is the least we've prepared for any of our games, like out of anyone. Okay. And if they have the most footage, like, I don't know what to say, but yeah, I think it's actually the least. Like, no offense to them.
Yeah, I mean, it's the individual and your own gameplay that gets the win. So I feel like
Yeah,
that's what we
exactly.
got the chance to see today. Now, something that we've also talked about is how any team right now in Challengers can make it to the top, can make it to Ascension. We saw towards the beginning of the year, it was an M80 that was getting those wins. But then right now it's seeming to be Oxygen, seeming to be Turtle Troop, seeming to be you guys. Where do you see yourself? Do you think you're at that level where you can already be the best? Or do you think it's kind of a work towards it in the second split?
I think right now it's like Oxygen's like the first one, and then it's like M80, and then QOR, and then the Together We Are Terrific, and then I think it's us like 5th or 6th, you know. So maybe if we get lucky enough, we can win. You know, we'll see.
I feel like when I feel like you have really good matches individually. So
No, I'm just kidding. I think we're gonna win. I think we're gonna win. I'm sorry. I was kidding. I think we're gonna win.
That's what you said the whole time. That's why he said the whole time that you were gonna win. It's all good. No, but
Exactly.
you've had so many good matches individually that I can see you guys actually making it really far. Whether it's gonna be the playoffs or it's gonna be Ascension, you individually as well have the potential. And I want to ask you, when you are playing, whether it's officials or whether it's scrims, you as a duelist, is there another duelist that you like facing against the most?
To be completely honest, in scrims, not to sound like I have a huge ego or anything, but there hasn't really been anyone that's like stood out to me across like every team.
Okay.
And I want to just play against all of them, you know, and see if there really is like see where I stand in that ranking. 'Cause there hasn't really been anyone that's like too much better than me.
And we see that with the results. We were hyping you up today. Even before the match, we were talking about how individually the stats look always so good for you. You're opening up the rounds for your team. You're closing out the rounds, even in some cases. So it's looking really good for the team, especially after the win today. But I have one last question for you, and is their next couple matches are going to be SAD, are going to be TSM, and are going to be M80. How do you feel about those teams? Where do you place yourself compared to them?
I think SAD will be interesting. I don't really know what to expect. What's the other one you said? M80 and someone else?
TSM.
I don't know what to expect for SAD or TSM, but I'm excited to play M80. Like that's about it.
Okay, excited to play M80. The other ones we'll see. Honestly, anybody coming to play SAD, they don't really know what to expect. That's fair. They play a lot of very unique things.
They do random stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, they play very different things. TSM, they also try to bring some new things. But you guys, I feel like, are the favorite for at least a couple of those matches. We're going to see if you get those wins. But no matter what, congratulations, Mata, on this win. Very well deserved after those 3 maps. And with that, we bring it back to the analyst desk to close out this day that has been pretty long, to be honest. And why are you guys waving? We're not done. We're not done. You're stuck here.
What?
I'm saying hello
Do we have another
and
BO3?
goodbye.
No. We have 3 more BO3s. You didn't hear? You
Oh
didn't get the
my god.
I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go. I'm ready to cast more jerk.
Okay, Vance. I feel like I like what I heard from Mata, where it was like an honest power ranking, and then it was like, wait, no, we're the best.
No. He was joking the whole time. He could not hold a straight face when he was pulling the ranking. So it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. They're definitely feeling confident, and we saw it on that 3rd map. And at least when you know you're dropping your map picks and you're still able to bounce back on a 13-1 score, when according to him they haven't really practiced that much to play against Winthrop University. It just shows that they have the tenacity and the grit, and then they could just, when they need to lean in and lock in, they will.
Oh wow. Posture up for sure. And for
Mata
to say that they didn't prepare is hilarious. But that speaks to their confidence. I called them humbled. Maybe I'll take that back slightly. But I think the biggest worry is, like you pointed out, Triad M80 at the very tail end of their schedule. That's probably going to be the duelist that they have to worry about, Koala Noob, or at least the matchup, because M80 are number 1, number 2.
I mean, they're struggling a little right now,
Yeah.
so we're gonna see how they end up looking.
I guess, at the
for
top.
that last week. I feel like things will change a little bit, but I mean, M80 they do need to work a little bit more, as other teams do need to as well. But let's look at the schedule of the matches that we've had already, the matches that we're gonna be seeing tomorrow, because today was a really long day where we didn't really expect these matches to be so close for Fluffy Aimers and TSM. maybe this is the one that I put that I was gonna be close, but Moi Shopify against Winthrop, this really caught me off guard. We talked about kind of the inconsistency of it, Lemon, but no matter what, we're having good matches, and that's the level of challenge that we're having.
Yeah, it's not just a top-heavy type of standings. Like, the middle, the bottom, everyone is catching up, and there's new metas, there's more Clove being used, more Deadlock, and you can even take notes of what people are doing in Game Changers with Clove and Deadlock on all types of different maps. So it's cool to see everyone catch up, and the top even being shaken up. I thought, I woke up from my coma realizing M80, yeah, we're a good team, and then with the roster changes, they're still building back up. So the top is not as definitive anymore.
Yeah, you don't know what's gonna happen, Vans. And for today, did you get both of the predictions right? Yeah, you did, right?
Of course I did.
Brother.
Okay. This guy's not talking anymore for the rest of the desk.
Close it out, bro. Close it out.
Well, I'm just being honest, man. I'm just Mata. I'm just the analyst. I'm just Mata the analyst.
Mad at the end. Yeah, just being honest, that's true. But okay, we get the chance to look at what the matches are gonna look like tomorrow, because the week is not done. We're on week 3 of stage 2. We have tomorrow and a couple more weeks to go. And tomorrow we're gonna have Core, M80, and Oxygen Dobros. These matches mean a lot, Lemon. And as you were talking about M80, I feel like this is the match that's gonna tell us, are we back or it's so over? This is really the match is gonna mean that.
And they've had some time to start incorporating that new member net and hopefully get as much practice as they can, because they're 0-3, you know, losing to Turtle Troop, Oxygen, Blinn. It was understandable against Oxygen, not so much against Blinn, but like I said, everyone is improved so much, and when I think of improved teams, I think of Core, so that's going to be an exciting match.
Core is also a team that comes with full confidence when we get to hear. If you think that Meta had a little bit of ego, you haven't heard of all the Core guys. I mean, when they're getting those wins, they feel it, which I love, by the way. We've seen it for a couple teams, and they come full confident. If they know they're better, they're going to say that they're better, and they're going to show with their results, fans.
Definitely. And Core, hopefully, will be able to have something to maybe put a challenge against M80. I still think that on paper, on how this team is formed together for M80, I feel that now we finally had enough time for M80 to find true value into Xander's calling, into Net playing the Sentinel role. But if not, I think I want to focus more on the other game that's going to be tomorrow. That's going to be the Dobros and Oxygen Esports. I think Oxygen Esports is that other top dog outside of MXS, and they're the unstoppable force right now. And Dobros, they're actually starting to look a little bit better. I think for me, when we had the conversation of both Fluffy Aimers and TSM being that mid-pack that we're not too sure how they're going to be, I think Dobros is currently up there, and they might be able to put a challenge against Oxygen tomorrow.
And you know what? I see that, because after they almost got relegated and they started getting those wins, they made sure that they didn't get relegated. They've been looking so much better, and it feels like it was a matter of time for them to click. But we're gonna find out if that's the case, if that's what's actually gonna go down tomorrow, if they can keep up and have a close match of what we're gonna be seeing for last day of week 3, or if it's gonna be those teams that we have been favoring still in the favorite spot. This is everything that we had today. We had some amazing Valorant to watch, but make sure that you tune in tomorrow, sometime same place, for some amazing matches.
One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. Down and out. Spike down B. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. Spike planted. enemy remaining.
Where is everyone hiding?
Last player standing.
Reeling them in.
One enemy remaining.
No charges. Three. Ow. Hawk out. Blinded.
One enemy remaining.
I'm good.
One enemy remaining. Hey,
Satchel out. Dropped.
School cuate.
one enemy remaining.
Try me.
One enemy remaining.
My wingman's down.
One enemy remaining.
Headshot.
One enemy remaining.
Three.
One enemy remaining.
See ya. That's a kill.
One enemy remaining.
Bye. I got this fight.
One enemy remaining. Flawless. One enemy remaining. They are standing. One enemy remaining.
Not ready.
One enemy remaining.
My ultimate.
One enemy remaining.
Target down.